Port Charles is about to be rocked by a tragedy so crushing it will change lives forever. Sasha Gilmore, a woman who rose from heartbreak and lost time and again, will finally face the one blow she cannot survive emotionally: the death of her beloved daughter, Daisy. This unimaginable loss will set off a chain of grief, blame, and self-destruction that no one saw coming, ultimately leading Sasha to the painful decision to leave Port Charles behind. For Michael Corinthos and Jason Morgan, the aftermath will be equally devastating. Daisy's death isn't just Sasha's loss. It's a wound that cuts across generations, shaking the entire family to its core. Let's dive into how this heartbreaking story unfolds, why Sasha leaves, and what it means for those who loved her and Daisy most. Ever since Daisy's surprise birth turned Sasha's world around, Port Charles saw a new side of Sasha Gilmore. Once known for resilience forged through pain, she embraced motherhood fiercely. Daisy wasn't just a baby to Sasha, she was a miracle after the dark days of Liam's death. Michael Corinthos and Jason Morgan became unlikely pillars of support. Michael, still healing from the complicated end of his marriage to Willow, found renewed purpose in helping Sasha. Jason, haunted by his own regrets about family, silently vowed to protect Daisy as if she were his own. The three became a fragile but beautiful makeshift family, built on love, forgiveness, and shared hope. The unthinkable happens on a rainy Port Charles night that will forever live in infamy. After a series of mysterious health issues, Daisy is rushed to General Hospital. Despite the tireless efforts of doctors, including Finn and Elizabeth, Daisy's tiny heart gives out. In those gut-wrenching moments, Sasha clings to Daisy's hand, whispering stories of the first time she felt her kick, her first laugh, and the dreams she had for them both. But the monitor flatlines. The silence in the hospital room is deafening, broken only by Sasha's heart-shattering scream. Word spreads fast. Daisy Gilmore Corinthos is gone. Michael is among the first to arrive, just minutes too late to say goodbye. Seeing Sasha crumpled on the floor beside Daisy's bed, Michael's grief is immediate and raw. Though not Daisy's biological father, Michael was there for every milestone. His pain is that of a father who has lost a child. In the days that follow, Michael wanders the Quartermain mansion like a ghost. Even Wiley and Amelia can't break through his fog of heartbreak. Alone at night, he watches old videos of Daisy's giggles, her toddling steps toward him, and her little hand reaching for his. Each replay is another dagger to the heart. For Jason Morgan, Daisy's death reopens every scar he carries from his violent past. He promised Sasha he'd keep Daisy safe, but how do you protect a child from illness? That question torments him. In his penthouse, Jason sits in the darkness, Daisy's stuffed bunny clutched in his hand, replaying memories, her delighted squeals when he'd lift her in the air, the way she would rest her head on his shoulder. For a man who says little, the weight of his silent heartbreak is crushing. But the deepest grief belongs to Sasha, the woman who survived addiction, public humiliation, and the loss of Liam finally breaks. In her mind, every decision she made is a link in the chain that led to Daisy's death. Missing a symptom, not rushing her to GH sooner, ignoring subtle signs. Haunted by guilt, Sasha can't sleep. Daisy's empty crib becomes an altar of sorrow. The nursery, once painted with soft pastels, now feels like a graveyard of lost dreams. In one agonizing moment, Sasha holds Daisy's favorite blanket to her face, inhaling the last traces of her baby's scent. Port Charles is a town built on secrets, betrayals, and miracles, but nothing prepares its people for the loss of a child so loved. Carly visits Sasha, bringing meals and silent companionship. Carly, who once lost Morgan, knows words can't heal but presence can help. Willow is tormented by survivor's guilt, wondering why her own children were spared. She offers comfort but struggles to reach Sasha. Sunny quietly arranges security for Sasha, knowing grief can make her vulnerable. Even the Quartermains, despite their chaos, hold a candlelight vigil for Daisy. After weeks of overwhelming grief, Sasha comes to a painful realization. Port Charles is filled with too many memories of Daisy. Every corner, Every street reminds her of laughter that will never return. In a scene that will become iconic, Sasha walks through her apartment late at night, her hand brushing Daisy's toys, her baby shoes, and the photo albums filled with moments too precious to face. She whispers to the darkness, "I can't do this here. I can't breathe." She decides to leave Port Charles, not to run from her daughter's memory, but to survive it. Before she leaves, Sasha visits the few who meant the most. In the Quartermain garden, Michael meets her. His eyes plead silently, but he knows better than to try to stop her. Sasha thanks him for loving Daisy, like she was yours. Michael, his voice breaking, says, "She was mine, in every way that mattered." They hug, tears falling freely. Michael promises to keep Daisy's memory alive for Wiley and Amelia. Sasha leaves him with Daisy's tiny bracelet, a symbol of the bond they'll always share. At the footbridge, Jason waits, just as he did so many times when Sasha needed him. She thanks him for giving Daisy the gift of feeling safe. Jason, in his quiet way, says, "You gave her everything that mattered." They stand together in silence. Then Jason hands her Daisy's stuffed bunny. "She'd want you to have it," he says, his voice low and rough. On the day of her departure, Sasha stops by Daisy's grave, her suitcase at her feet. She kneels, whispering promises, to keep loving her, to keep living, even when it feels impossible. As she boards the train out of Port Charles, she turns back once, Daisy's bunny pressed to her chest. The platform, the skyline, all fade into memory. And just like that, Sasha Gilmore leaves Port Charles behind. Daisy's death and Sasha's exit leave ripples that will shape General Hospital for months. Michael becomes obsessed with finding out if Daisy's illness could have been prevented. His guilt strains his relationship with Willow, leading to heated confrontations. Jason, who built walls around his heart, finds them cracking. Sasha and Daisy awakened a part of him he thought was dead. Now he struggles to find meaning. Friends and family organize a memorial for Daisy, a moment of community grief that reminds everyone what matters most. In the end, Sasha's decision to leave is born not of weakness, but of love, a mother choosing the only path that allows her to keep going. Michael and Jason's heartbreak reminds us that family isn't always blood, and loss cuts deepest where love ran strongest. Sasha's exit is a devastating chapter, but it's also a testament to a mother's love, fierce, flawed, and eternal. For viewers, the loss of Daisy and Sasha's departure mark one of the most emotional storylines in General Hospital history. The empty nursery, the photo albums, and Daisy's bunny will haunt us all, but so will the memory of love that was pure and beautiful. And somewhere, wherever she goes, Sasha will carry Daisy's memory, reminding us all that even in the darkest grief, love never truly dies.